Senior, eat these 7 cheap high-protein foods to build muscle fast. Are you over 60 and noticing that everyday tasks, like standing up from your chair, carrying a bag of groceries, or even climbing a few steps, feel heavier than they used to? You're not imagining it. Science shows that after age 50, we naturally lose 1 to 2% of our muscle mass every single year. By the time you're 80, that can add up to 30% of your strength, and with it, your independence. As a geriatric physician who has spent more than 30 years caring for older adults, I've seen the same pattern again and again. A patient comes in, worried about feeling weaker, assuming it's just age. But the truth is, it's not only age, it's muscle loss, what doctors call sarcopenia. And here's the good news. It is not inevitable. You can slow it down. You can even reverse it. In fact, a large study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that seniors who regularly ate simple, protein-rich foods, nothing fancy, nothing expensive, preserved muscle better and lived more independently than those who relied on supplements or skipped protein altogether. That's why I made this video, because I don't want you or anyone watching to give up your strength or your independence just because of a number on your birth certificate. So here's what I'd love you to do right now. If you're watching and you care about staying strong, type yes in the comments along with the city or state you're from. Let's show everyone that people over 60 from all across America are ready to fight back against muscle loss. Together. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the simple science-backed strategies I share here each week. Because in just a moment, I'm going to reveal 7 of the cheapest, most powerful high-protein foods you can buy in any grocery store. Foods that cost pennies per serving, but can help you rebuild strength faster than supplements 20 times the price. Stick with me, because number 1 may surprise you, and it might already be sitting in your pantry. Yes, sardines, the small canned fish that many people overlook or even wrinkle their noses at. But don't let their size or humble packaging fool you. A single can, usually costing around $1.25, gives you about 23 grams of complete protein. That means all the essential amino acids your muscles need to rebuild and stay strong. Here's why this matters. After 60, your muscles don't respond to protein as well as they used to. Doctors call this anabolic resistance. To fight it, you need high-quality protein that your body can absorb and actually use. Sardines deliver exactly that. But there's more. Sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the healthy fats that reduce inflammation. Why is this critical? Because low-grade inflammation acts like rust on your muscles, eating away at your strength year after year. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed older adults who ate oily fish like sardines twice a week. The results were striking. They preserved more muscle, had stronger grip, and walked faster compared to those who rarely ate fish. That's not just lab numbers. That's the difference between opening a jar with ease or struggling, between walking confidently or needing support. And here's a bonus that most people forget. Sardines come with soft, edible bones. Those little bones are packed with calcium, essential for bone density and joint stability. Because strong muscles alone are not enough. They need strong bones to anchor to. This makes sardines a double win, protecting both your muscle and your skeleton. Another reason sardines are perfect for seniors is convenience. Unlike fresh fish, which spoils quickly and costs a fortune, sardines are shelf-stable and ready to eat. No cooking required. You can keep them in your pantry for months and always have a high-protein meal ready. Open the can, drain it, and you've got pure fuel for your muscles. You can mash them on whole-grain crackers with a squeeze of lemon, stir them into scrambled eggs, or even mix them into pasta salad for extra protein. And let's be honest, at first some people don't love the taste, but many of my older patients found that once they experimented with simple recipes, sardines quickly became a habit. One gentleman told me, "I never thought I'd eat sardines, but now I look forward to them twice a week because I feel the difference in my energy." So remember this, sardines may not be glamorous, but they're powerful, affordable, and backed by real science. If you're serious about staying strong past 60, then don't ignore this little can of strength. And if sardines feel a bit too bold for your taste, let's move to something much more familiar: something creamy, mild, and surprisingly powerful for muscle recovery. Cottage cheese. At first glance, it might look like an old-fashioned food, something your grandmother kept in the fridge next to the pickles. But for anyone over 60 trying to stay strong, this humble bowl is a quiet powerhouse. One cup delivers about 24 grams of protein, and not just any protein, slow-digesting casein that feeds your muscles for hours. Why does that matter? As we age, our muscles develop what researchers call anabolic resistance. The same chicken breast that built muscle in your 40s doesn't trigger the same growth at 65. Your body needs a longer, steadier supply of amino acids. Casein does exactly that. Instead of rushing in and leaving, it trickles nourishment all night long, like an IV drip of repair fuel. Clinical studies confirm it. At Maastricht University, older adults who consumed casein before bed built more muscle than those who didn't. The secret? While you sleep, your body is in peak repair mode. Casein stretches that repair window. One tub of cottage cheese, costing barely $2.50, provides more than 100 grams of this kind of protein. That's less than 3 cents per gram, cheaper than any protein bar in the store. I think of one of my patients, Helen, 74, from Ohio. She struggled with nighttime leg cramps and told me she often woke up feeling weaker in the morning. I suggested something simple: a half cup of cottage cheese before bed, maybe with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within 3 weeks, she came back smiling. "Doc, I'm sleeping deeper, my legs feel calmer, and I don't dread climbing the stairs anymore." It wasn't magic, it was steady nutrition meeting her body's real needs. And cottage cheese brings more than protein. Those soft curds are packed with calcium. Strong bones give your muscles the solid frame they need to pull against. Many seniors fear falling, but stronger bones and stronger muscles together reduce that risk dramatically. Full-fat versions even help absorb vitamin D, a vitamin directly tied to muscle strength. That's why I always advise skip the fat-free option. Your body needs that fat as a partner. There's also the matter of convenience. Unlike fresh fish or steak, cottage cheese requires no cooking, no seasoning. Spoon it into a bowl, top it with berries for breakfast, or stir in chopped herbs for a savory snack. Some of my patients blend it into smoothies for creaminess. Others swap it into lasagna or dips. It's flexible, easy to chew, and light on the stomach, perfect for seniors who don't enjoy heavy meals at night. Think of cottage cheese as your quiet night nurse. While you rest, it's doing the work in the background, supplying amino acids, strengthening bones, calming muscles. Every spoonful is like leaving the porch light on for your body's repair crew. Now, if sardines are the compact powerhouse of the sea, and cottage cheese is the nighttime bodyguard for your muscles, what comes next is a plant-based food that delivers surprising strength for pennies per serving. Let's talk about lentils. Tiny little beans you can hold in your palm, yet powerful enough to change the way your muscles age. One cooked cup gives you about 18 grams of protein, plus iron, fiber, and leucine, the amino acid that flips the switch for muscle growth. And here's the best part: a whole pound costs under $1.50. That's pennies per serving for fuel your muscles can actually use. For seniors, lentils are more than a budget choice. They're a solution to hidden problems many people mistake for just getting old. Feeling tired after walking a short distance? Struggling with that drained, heavy feeling in your legs? Very often that's not age, it's iron deficiency. And lentils bring iron in generous amounts, restoring energy so your muscles can contract the way they should. Research backs this up. A study in the Journal of Nutrition tracked older adults who regularly ate legumes like lentils. The results? They had better muscle mass, stronger grip, and greater independence compared to those who relied mostly on animal protein. Why? Lentils don't just feed the muscles. They calm inflammation, nurture the gut, and create an environment where muscle tissue can thrive instead of being broken down. I think of Mr. Rodriguez, a 79-year-old retired teacher I once worked with. He came in complaining that carrying groceries left him breathless and exhausted. His labs showed mild iron deficiency, not enough to cause anemia, but enough to sap his strength. We added lentils to his diet just 3 times a week, a simple lentil soup with garlic and a bit of olive oil. 2 months later, he was back in my office, standing taller. He said, "Doc, I don't stop halfway up the stairs anymore. That's the quiet power of these little legumes. And lentils carry another gift, fiber. Fiber feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which in turn helps your body absorb more nutrients from every meal. That means the protein in your chicken, fish, or yogurt works harder because your gut is healthier. For older adults, where digestion often slows, this partnership is invaluable. Cooking lentils is easier than most people think. Unlike beans, they don't need soaking. Red lentils cook in 20 minutes and melt into a creamy base, perfect for those who have trouble chewing. Green and brown lentils hold their shape, giving a hearty, meat-like bite for salads and stews. And with spices like turmeric, garlic, or cumin, you're not just adding flavor, you're adding anti-inflammatory compounds that further protect your muscles. Cost, convenience, and consistency. A pound of lentils stretches into 8 servings. That's 18 grams of protein each time for less than 20 cents. Compare that to a protein bar that costs $3 and offers the same amount. The difference is night and day. So here's how I like to frame it for my patients. Sardines protect your muscles with omega-3s. Cottage cheese feeds them all night long. And lentils? They're the steady heartbeat of strength during the day. Affordable, versatile, quietly powerful. And the journey doesn't stop here, because the next food takes us back to the ocean. A lean, easy-to-digest protein that delivers results even when your digestive system isn't as efficient as it used to be. Food number 4 is canned tuna. A single can delivers about 22 grams of lean, high-quality protein for just around $1. For anyone over 60 who feels their muscles aren't what they used to be, tuna is one of the most effective and budget-friendly tools you can keep in your pantry. What makes tuna special is its digestibility. As we age, our stomach acid production and enzyme activity decline, which means some proteins don't get absorbed as efficiently as before. But fish protein, especially tuna, remains highly bioavailable. In fact, a study from the University of Arkansas showed that seniors absorb more than 90% of the amino acids from tuna, even those over 70. That's a higher rate than many other meats or supplements. Another benefit is its lean profile. Tuna is packed with essential amino acids but very low in fat and calories. For older adults, this is critical. Carrying extra body fat can worsen inflammation and hormone balance, both of which accelerate muscle loss. With tuna, you're getting nearly pure protein without the baggage. Think of it as fuel without the smoke. Clean, efficient energy for your muscles. There's also the safety factor. Some worry about mercury, but the FDA notes that light canned tuna is safe for up to 12 ounces per week. That's more than enough to support strength without risk. For the best balance, choose tuna and water rather than oil. This keeps calories down while preserving all the protein power. Tuna's convenience cannot be overstated. It's shelf-stable, requires no cooking, and can be stored for months. That means when energy is low or groceries run short, you always have a reliable protein option at hand. Open a can, mix with a little olive oil and lemon, and you have a nourishing meal in minutes. Add it to whole grain crackers, stir into a salad, or make a quick tuna patty with an egg. Each option gives your muscles the building blocks they need. Clinical research confirms the impact. Older adults who consume fish protein regularly showed better walking speed, grip strength, and overall independence compared to those who ate fish only occasionally. That's not abstract data. It means being able to open jars, climb stairs, and carry groceries without as much struggle. If sardines are the sturdy workhorse and lentils are the quiet gardener, then tuna is the emergency electrician, always ready, fast, and efficient at repairing what's breaking down. For seniors who want to stay active without worrying about cost, it's hard to beat. So far, we've looked at power from the sea, from dairy, and from plants. But sometimes the simplest everyday food turns out to be the most complete of all. Food number 3 is humble, affordable, and has been sitting in your kitchen for decades. Eggs. For just about 20 cents each, an egg gives you 6 grams of complete, high-quality protein. That may not sound like much, but it's some of the most efficient protein your body can use, especially after 60. In fact, eggs score at the very top of the protein digestibility scale, meaning your muscles can capture almost every gram. Here's what many people don't realize. Half the protein is in the yolk, not just the white. The yolk also carries vitamin D, B12, choline, and healthy fats. These nutrients don't just feed your muscles, they support your nerves, memory, and balance. Seniors with higher vitamin D levels consistently show better leg strength and lower risk of falls. A study from the University of Illinois even found that eating whole eggs after exercise produced a 40% greater muscle building response than eating egg whites alone. The nutrients in the yolk supercharge the effect of the whites. Think of an egg as a tiny toolbox. The white is the hammer, solid, reliable protein. The yolk is the screwdriver and wrench, special nutrients that help everything fit together and actually work. Without the yolk, you're leaving the job half done. Eggs also shine because they are easy to digest and versatile. Many older adults struggle with appetite or chewing tougher proteins like steak or chicken breast. But a soft-boiled egg, scrambled egg, or a poached egg over toast is gentle, filling, and nourishing. You can eat them alone or pair them with vegetables, beans, or grains for a complete meal. The timing matters too. In many Western households, eggs are mostly thought of as breakfast, and that's actually ideal. Studies show that getting protein early in the day helps aging muscles respond better. Instead of waiting until dinner for a big portion of meat, giving your body a morning boost with eggs sets the tone for steadier energy and better muscle repair throughout the day. There's also comfort in eggs. They are familiar, something most of us grew up with. For seniors who feel overwhelmed by diet changes, starting with something as simple as an egg can make the whole process feel less intimidating. One of my patients, a 78-year-old named Don, swapped his morning toast and jam for scrambled eggs with spinach. Within 3 months, he noticed less afternoon fatigue and steadier legs when climbing stairs. Sometimes the simplest swap can be the most powerful. From a cost perspective, eggs are unbeatable. A dozen eggs costs around $2.50, giving you 72 grams of complete protein for less than 4 cents per gram. Compare that to protein powders, which often cost 15 to 20 cents per gram, and the difference is staggering. So when people ask me if they need expensive supplements to build muscle after 60, I often smile and say, start with an egg. It's one of nature's original protein shakes, balanced, affordable, and proven to work. And while eggs give you that perfect balance of protein and nutrients, some foods go one step further. They don't just repair muscle quickly, they also keep feeding it for hours. That's where food number 2 comes in: Greek yogurt. Creamy, tangy, and packed with 20 grams of protein per cup, it's one of the smartest and most affordable ways for seniors to keep their muscles strong. What makes Greek yogurt special isn't just the amount of protein, it's the type. Inside that cup, you get both whey protein, which digests fast to kickstart muscle repair, and casein protein, which digests slowly to keep nourishing your body for hours. Think of it as a double-engine system. One engine fires up immediately, while the other keeps you cruising steadily all day. This is especially powerful after 60 because of something called anabolic resistance. As we age, our muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as they once did. That means you need more steady signals throughout the day, not just one big meal at night. Greek yogurt does exactly that: fast support plus long-lasting care. And the benefits don't stop with protein. Greek yogurt is full of probiotics, the good bacteria that support your gut health. Why does that matter for muscles? Because a healthy gut helps your body absorb nutrients better, from protein to minerals. Research from Tufts University found that seniors who ate Greek yogurt daily had greater muscle mass, better walking speed, and improved leg strength compared to those who ate regular yogurt, or none at all. The probiotics and concentrated protein work together like a well-tuned orchestra, each section supporting the other. Another plus, Greek yogurt is rich in calcium, essential for bone strength. Remember, strong muscles need strong bones to attach to and pull against. Without healthy bones, even the best muscle-building foods can't deliver their full benefit. That's why I often tell my patients that Greek yogurt is not just a muscle food. It's a foundation food. It supports muscle, bone, and gut health all at once. It's also one of the most versatile foods you can keep in your kitchen. Eat it plain with berries, blend it into a smoothie, or even use it as a replacement for sour cream in recipes. Some of my older patients like to mix it with herbs and use it as a dip for vegetables. Easy, tasty, and nourishing. Let me give you a quick story. Alice, one of my 74-year-old patients, struggled with constant fatigue and knee pain. She wasn't eating enough protein, especially in the morning. I suggested she add a cup of full-fat Greek yogurt with fruit for breakfast. Within 2 months, she reported not only more energy, but also steadier balance when walking. By her next checkup, her muscle mass score had improved, something we rarely see at that age without major effort. Small, consistent changes made the difference. And about cost, Greek yogurt is surprisingly affordable. A 32-ounce container costs around $5 and gives you 160 grams of protein total. That works out to about 3 cents per gram, cheaper than most protein powders and far more effective because of the added probiotics and nutrients. So when you're looking for a protein source that's easy to eat, gentle on digestion, and powerful for rebuilding strength, Greek yogurt is a superstar. It's like giving your muscles a steady hand on the shoulder, immediate support when you need it, and lasting care through the day. But what if I told you there's a food that beats even Greek yogurt when it comes to cost and accessibility? A food that has fueled families for centuries, costs just 10 cents a serving, and provides the kind of steady protein and fiber that can transform your health after 60. That's food number one, dried beans. They may look simple, but for anyone over 60, beans are the most powerful muscle-preserving food for pennies per serving. One cooked cup has around 15 grams of protein, plus fiber, minerals, and natural compounds that protect not just your muscles, but your independence. Here's what the science says. Beans supply plant-based protein that your body can still process well, even if digestion isn't as efficient as it once was. They also provide iron, which fights fatigue, magnesium, which helps muscles contract and relax, and potassium, which protects your heart while supporting muscle recovery. Together, these nutrients act like the wiring, scaffolding, and fuel system for your muscles, keeping them alive and strong. Another overlooked gift of beans is their anti-inflammatory power. Aging often brings chronic low-level inflammation, which quietly eats away at muscle tissue like rust on metal. Beans contain antioxidants and polyphenols that slow that process down, giving your muscles a fighting chance to grow instead of shrink. In a 5-year study published in the Journal of Nutrition, seniors who ate beans regularly had better grip strength, stronger legs, and fewer falls compared to those who rarely ate them. That's not theory. That's daily life made safer and easier. Some people worry that beans aren't a complete protein. The truth is, you don't need every amino acid in one bite. When you eat beans alongside rice, corn, or even nuts at different times in the day, your body combines the building blocks on its own. Think of it like a puzzle. You don't need the whole picture in one piece. Over the day, the pieces come together to make a complete picture of muscle growth, and beans are unbeatable for cost. A single pound of dried beans at about $1.20 makes 10 to 12 servings. That's under 10 cents per serving, cheaper than a protein bar, cheaper than a scoop of powder, yet far more nourishing. A protein bar might give you 20 grams, but it costs you 20 times as much, and it won't deliver fiber, minerals, or antioxidants. Let me tell you about Martha, age 74. She lived on a fixed income and thought she couldn't afford healthy food. We worked out a plan where she cooked a pot of black beans every Sunday. She froze small portions for the week, adding them to salads, soups, or rice bowls. 3 months later, she told me she was walking faster, climbing stairs without needing the rail. And, her words, feeling younger in my own kitchen. That's the quiet but powerful gift of beans. Each variety has its own personality. Black beans are antioxidant rich. Chickpeas have extra protein and make great spreads. Kidney beans are full of folate, essential for cell repair. Navy beans pack fiber that keeps digestion smooth, which in turn helps your body actually use the protein you eat. You don't have to choose just one. Rotate them and let your muscles enjoy the benefits. Each variety has its own personality. Black beans are antioxidant rich. Chickpeas have extra protein and make great spreads. Kidney beans are full of folate, essential for cell repair. Navy beans pack fiber that keeps digestion smooth, which in turn helps your body actually use the protein you eat. You don't have to choose just one. Rotate them and let your muscles enjoy the benefits. Think of beans as loyal workers in your body's workshop. They don't advertise, they don't brag, but they clock in every day to repair, rebuild, and protect. They are proof that strength doesn't need to come from something expensive or complicated. Sometimes the most ordinary foods carry the most extraordinary power. After hearing about these 7 simple, affordable foods, I hope you can see one truth clearly. Rebuilding muscle after 60 does not require expensive powders, miracle pills, or endless gimmicks. Strength does not come from a supplement bottle. It comes from everyday choices you can make in your kitchen, using ingredients that cost less than your morning coffee. Think back to what we covered today. Small fish that bring protein and omega-3s, dairy staples like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt that slowly feed your muscles, plant heroes like lentils and beans that fuel your energy, and timeless basics like eggs and tuna. Each food is simple, cheap, and available in every supermarket in America. Yet together they form a shield for your independence, a steady fuel to keep you strong, steady, and active. I have seen this transformation countless times in my 30 years of working with older adults. People who once struggled to stand up from a chair found themselves walking briskly again. Grandparents who thought their days of lifting and playing with grandkids were over suddenly regained confidence. These are not miracles. They are the results of consistent nourishment and respect for the body. Picture yourself 6 months from now, climbing stairs without grabbing the railing, carrying groceries without pausing to catch your breath, opening jars with ease, and sleeping at night knowing you are protecting both your muscles and your independence. That future is not far away. It begins with the first choice you make after this video. So here's my challenge to you. Pick just 2 of these foods and add them to your meals this week. Start small, but stay consistent. Comment yes and tell me where you live so we can build a global community of older adults choosing strength over decline. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss the simple science-backed steps that can keep you strong and independent. Your 60s and 70s are not an ending. They are a chance to rebuild, to take back energy and freedom you thought were lost. Remember, you are not weak. You are rebuilding, and every bite you take from these foods is an act of strength.